Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to another video. As always, thank you so much for being here today. My name is Jaya. If you are new, thank you for supporting my obsession for books. If the bookshelves don't give it away, I love to read. I enjoy it very much. Do I read books that are educational? Not as much, I will be honest. But fantasy, thriller, romance, sci-fi, anything really that is not educational, I will probably read. There are a few nonfiction exceptions that I have. I do enjoy reading certain memoirs, and I do really enjoy reading certain expose type of writing. Like for example, Bad Blood talking about Theranos, and then Super Pumped talking about Uber. Now those were very, very interesting. And I also like certain books like about finances sometimes here and there. But for the most part, it's fiction. So that being said, if you're a book lover and you like the fiction genre and that is something that you want to see, maybe spattered with a few memoirs here and there and a little bit of nonfiction, then you're definitely in the right place. I love to put out videos and content regarding books, and I love having a community to be able to share all of that love with. So that is why I am filming this video today. Today we are going to be doing the December TBR. This is one of my favorite monthly videos to do because I always like to challenge myself with the TBR, and then I like to see how many of those books I can complete and possibly how many extra books I can complete. So without further ado, let's jump into it. Okay, so I will be the first one to admit that this particular list is a little ambitious, but because the holidays are here and they are upon us, and because of the fact that my husband is going to be out of town for a specific span of time and I will be home, and I'm taking a week-long vacation from work to legitimately do a true staycation because I cannot leave my house. My kitties are here, so I'm going to be here with my kitty cats, and I love that. I love getting to spend time with my kitty cats and literally just being a barnacle on the couch reading. I'm so excited. I might actually film a 24-hour readathon if you guys are interested in seeing that. Probably an actual 24-hour readathon because I can afford to do it because I'm taking 7 days off. Yay me! So that being said, December's TBR is a little excessive. I think I have 19 books in total. Might add one more book to that TBR list as well. Whopping 20 at that point. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get through 20 books. I really, truly don't, but that will be the goal. That being said, this list is near and dear to my heart. I'm very, very excited to read these. Some of these books have been on my shelf for months now, and I just feel like this is the season to tap into those books. So let's get started. The first book I have here is by Shankari Chandran. This book is called Chai Time at Cinnamon Gardens. Let me read the back to you because it's hard for me to express what it is, but it's just very family vibes, perfect for the holiday. Look at the color of this book. Look at the front of the book. Look at the beautiful gold filigree. Does this not scream Christmas to you? I know to a lot of people it probably screams spring, but to me it truly screams Christmas between the red and the green foliage and the gold, and I'm just like, yes. So here we go. Welcome to Cinnamon Gardens, a home for those who are lost and the stories they treasure. Cinnamon Gardens Nursing Home is nestled in the quiet suburb of West Grove, Sydney, populated with residents with colorful histories, each with their own secrets, triumphs, and failings. This is their safe place, an oasis of familiar delights, a beautiful garden, a busy kitchen, and a bountiful recreation schedule. But this ordinary neighborhood is not without its prejudices. The serenity of Cinnamon Gardens is threatened by malignant forces more interested in what makes this refuge different rather than embarking the calm companionship that makes this place home to so many. As those who challenge the residents' existence make their stand against the nursing home with devastating consequences, our characters are forced to reckon with a country divided. So I think this is going to be really emotional. I think it's going to be very powerful. I think it's going to be very, very, very appropriate for the holiday season, really speaking to the idea of family, community, and all that jazz. So this is the first book that is on my list. Now, this book has been sitting on my TBR and on my bookshelf since March. I got this book when we went to Australia, and I never really seen this author before. So my husband, myself, my in-laws, and yeah, we had all gone to Australia and went for a wedding and enjoyed ourselves thoroughly. We got to see a little bit of Sydney. It was my first time, and I also go to Karen's, and I absolutely was obsessed. Can't wait to go back. I told my husband I want to go back. I want to see other places in Australia. Fun fact, my husband actually spent quite a few of his formative years in Australia. So he lived there for like a solid, I want to say at least 7 to 8 years, and actually finished through like half of middle school in Australia. And so he has very fond memories and was really excited to go back. And the community there is just absolutely wonderful. It was a pleasure to go. It was a pleasure to meet like my father-in-law's friends and their kids, and like just watching Arjun reconnect with all of them were so amazing, and they were so welcoming towards me, and it was a wonderful experience. And I think in general Australia is gorgeous. It's beautiful. Sydney Harbor is so pretty. The Opera House is amazing. Like I could probably spend a solid week in Sydney alone, but outside of that, Karen's, guys, you gotta go. If you can go. I mean, the Great Barrier Reef is not going to be there forever, but while it's there and while they're working on protecting it to the best of their ability, it is incredible. The nature there is amazing. The animals there are amazing. The plant life there is amazing because it's so isolated that there's so much unique beauty there. And that's my spiel on Australia. I'm going to stop now. That being said, this book I picked up there, and I've been waiting to read this. So I'm super pumped to finally sink my teeth into it. So this is the first book on the December TBR. Next up, we have Before We Say Goodbye. Now, I did say that I'm not a huge fan of like nonfiction-ish books, but this one just sounds really interesting. It is, to me, like, from my understanding, it's in this magical cafe, and within the cafe, they have this idea where you can sit and you can drink your coffee, and until the coffee is done, you basically get to go through time traveling experiences. So let me read this to you. This is the 4th book in the series. I should probably go get the other 2 books because I didn't realize there were 4 books in this series, but I will be getting the other 2 as well. So add 2 more books to this list. They're just not physically here right now. The 4th novel in the internationally best-selling Before the Coffee Gets Cold series, the regulars at the magical cafe Funicula are well acquainted with its famous legend and extraordinary time travel offer. Many patrons have reunited with old flames, made amends with estranged family, and visited loved ones. But the journey is not without risks, and there are rules to follow. So basically, it's about this magical coffee tea shop. And I'm just like, that's me. And can we not see the beautiful cat on this front cover? Like, immediately, like I was like, black cat, coffee shop, like this is screaming J Shree, and it's pink. I was like 100% me. My favorite colors are honestly green, pink, and black. So I'm like, this is for me. This was written for me. So I'm excited to read this. And then I have Before the Coffee Gets Cold. And from my understanding, this is the very first one. Let me read the back. Are you interested, Kazu continued, when you return to the past, you must drink the entire cup before the coffee goes cold. I don't actually like coffee that much. Kazu opened her eyes wider and brought her face an inch or so from the tip of Fumiko's nose. This is the one rule you have to absolutely obey, she said in a low voice. So I'm excited to read this, and we're excited to see where it takes us. And I also love the fact that this is a special edition copy. So we have this lovely interior and then the beautiful painted edges, which I just think is so stunning. And yeah, I can't wait to sink my teeth into this series. So I will definitely be reading the first book, and I will be going to get the second and third book in the series so that I have the complete set. And the goal is to get through those 4 books. Because again, I think the idea of time travel and meeting all of these like people that you're, separated from, estranged from, things that have gone wrong that you get to right and correct, just feels so perfect for the holiday season. Sounds like love vibes, sounds like found family vibes, and it's just, I'm there. I'm here to eat it up. Next up, so Lori Gilmore has been a major book talk fan. Like, she's the one that wrote The Pumpkin Spice Cafe, and I will say I read that for book club this month, and it was excellent. Absolutely loved that book. It was so cute, and I enjoyed it thoroughly. The second book in the series was The Cinnamon Bun Bookshop. Now, I will be talking about that book as well for my November reading wrap-up, because I did read that second book in November, as well as The Pumpkin Spice Cafe in November. So I'll give all my thoughts on that series shortly when I redo the wrap-up video. We still have a few days left in November. I have, 5 days left in November as I'm filming this, so I still have a few more books that I do want to get off of that list of to be read. I have 5 books left on the TBR that I have yet to complete, and I ended up finishing the entire of another series, which I will be filming a series wrap-up video soon. So just stay in tune because there's a lot of bookish content coming is what I'm trying to say. But this is the third book in the series, and it's called The Christmas Tree Farm. And how perfect is this book for Christmas? It's about a owner of a new Christmas tree farm that she wants to convert into something else. She hates Christmas, and she's in this cutesy little town that basically gives Gilmore Girl vibes, and she is in a town that's obsessed with Christmas, trying to take over a new factory that used to be the place where everyone bought their Christmas trees. She is single, she's new to the town, she's very like serious and like businesswoman vibes. And then the male interest is the brother of the main female protagonist in the first book, Pumpkin Spice Cafe. And he sounds wonderful. He's very warm, he's very loving, he's very caring. He's very much like, I want to fix everyone's problem vibes. So grumpy sunshine trope is what I'm getting, but like reversed. Usually the male is the grumpy character. In this book, I believe the female is the grumpy character and the male is the sunshine character. So I'm excited to see that dynamic. I'm excited to read this book. I'm excited to see the small town and all of the ridiculousness that ensues. I think that Gilmore Girls is one of the best shows that has ever been written. And really, it's just about relationships. Like nothing really happens in the show, like on a day-to-day basis. There are big things that happen as arcs throughout the show. Don't get me wrong. Like obviously there's a reason why there's so many seasons of it. But the day-to-day of the show is like just watching their relationships with family and the town and friends. And it's just so endearing and so heartwarming. And I absolutely ate it up. And I love that show. And I think it's perfect for the holiday season as well. So that being said, super, super, super pumped to get into this book. So that is next on the list. Then we have the book that we chose for Paper and Glam, which is one of the book clubs that I'm part of. And this is Snowden for Christmas. This will probably be the first book in December that I pick up because we are going to be discussing our December read early this year in order to give everybody plenty of time to enjoy the holiday season. But how perfect is this book for the holiday? There is something about these girls and the books that they select. They pick the perfect colors, the perfect covers, the perfect vibes for all the different seasons. And I just love working with the women in that group. They are so warm-hearted, so wonderful, so welcoming. And it's just so much fun to read with them. The book club meets on usually the last Thursday of every month, exceptions being November and December because those are the holiday months. And they also have cute little activities that we do on monthly basis as well. So we have like this readathon that we do where everyone gets on Zoom and you just read together. Like you don't even really talk to each other. You have 30 minutes of sheer reading time. Then we check in, talk about what we've read so far, and then you go back to reading for another 30 minutes. But it's just a great way to share that experience with other people. We also do like Secret Santa with books, and it's just so much fun to be able to have that inclusive experience with people all over the country. And so I think what Lisa Marie Landreth and her team have done in Paper and Glam is absolutely wonderful, and I'm so thankful to be a part of that book club. And this is the book that we'll be reading together this December. So who's off for that? Then I have the book that we've selected for my book club, the Overbooked Book Club. Shane is a wonderful, wonderful woman. She's the one that originally started that book club, and then she unfortunately had to take a step back in terms of leadership roles because of family life and just wonderful things happening in her life. And I'm so happy for her, so proud of her. And so since then, myself and another one of my book club members have stepped up to kind of help facilitate the book club. And so what I like to do is on a monthly basis, we do vote on the new titles. And when we vote, we basically get to select as a group what we want to read for the following month. You have usually at least 2 weeks to purchase the book, if not longer, like before the month starts. And then of course the whole month to read. We typically, again, discuss the book the last Wednesday or Tuesday of every month. Sometimes that changes, and we do Zoom meetings. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, definitely go onto Facebook and check out that page. Again, it's the Overbooked Book Club, and we would love to see you. This month in December, we will be reading Love Light Farms, which is the first book in the series by B.K. Borison. She has written 4 books in total, and each of the books follows a season. So this one is the Christmas season one. I've heard wonderful things about this book. This was really, really popular a couple of years ago when it first really hit the book circuit. And this particular version is a special edition from Illumicrate, and I'm obsessed with this book. Here are the lovely, lovely painted edges. I mean, I just think they're gorgeous. They're so pretty. And then the interiors are so, so cute. Like, I love that. And all of the books are with designs on the spines as well. They're just such pretty books. So super, super excited to sink my teeth into that. And I just think that added extra touch is just divine and makes it that much more special to read. I'm a big, big fan of collecting special editions. I just think they're so special and they're so wonderful aesthetically, as well as just pleasing to physically hold and read. So this is the book that we will be reading for our book club. And basically the idea of this is that Stella is basically entering into a contest to try and save her family Christmas tree farm. So she ends up meeting a famous influencer, and then it goes from there. So I'm excited to see where this goes. Next up, I needed to add a classic. This book is just, I feel, something that everyone has seen, something everyone has read, and something everyone loves. And I mean, who doesn't love a good Scrooge story for Christmas? So I do have here Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol and Other Christmas Writings. I haven't actually read any of Charles Dickens' other Christmas writings, so I am excited to sink my teeth into this book. This is, again, the Penguin paper-bound classic collection that Barnes & Nobles is doing. And again, I just love this book. I love the cover. I love the feel of it. And I just think there's something so warm and cozy about sitting down closer to Christmas time and actually reading A Christmas Carol. Because once again, I don't think it's like bad to appreciate like what it was all about. Like, I love movies like The Grinch, and I love A Christmas Carol, and I love Elf, because the whole concept being that this is a season when we all come together and community really rallies and you grow a heart. And I love that. I love that. I love the fact that people like Scrooge can grow a heart. So I'm so excited to sit down and read this lovely classic. Then I have a very cozy, comfy book. I don't know if this book is meant to be a Christmas time book, but it just sung Christmas time to me. So I'm going to read the inside to you guys first before I show you the book, and then you can judge and let me know what you think. So, Kiela has always had trouble dealing with people. Thankfully, as librarian at the Great Library of Elysium, she and her assistant Kaz, a magically sentient spider plant, have spent the last decade sequestered among the Empire's most precious spellbooks, preserving their magic for the city's elite. When a revolution begins and the library goes up in flames, she and Kaz flee with all the spellbooks they can carry and head to remote island Kiela never thought she'd see again, her childhood home. Taking refuge there, Kiela discovers, much to her dismay, a nosy and very handsome neighbor who can't take a hint and keeps showing up day after day to make sure she's fed and to help fix up her new home. In need of income and reluctantly inspired by the beauty and people of the island who have welcomed her into their hearts, Kayla discovers something that even the bakery in town doesn't have: jam. With the help of an old recipe book her parents left her and a bit of illegal magic, her cottage garden is soon covered in ripe berries that become the town's and her handsome neighbors' new favorite confection. But magic can do much more than make life a little sweeter, so Kiela decides to risk the consequences of using unsanctioned spells and opens the island's first ever and much needed secret spell shop. Like a Hallmark rom-com full of mythical creatures and fueled by cinnamon rolls and magic, Sarah Beth Durst's The Spell Shop will heal your heart and feed your soul. That to me sounds like holiday vibes. It just sounds like holiday vibes. So yes, this book is The Spell Shop. This is the beautiful, beautiful edition from Owl Crate. And again, with the beautiful, stunning painted edges, the inner pages are just gorgeous. And I cannot wait to sink my teeth into these books. This book just sounds so, so, so divine, so sweet, so lovely. And I love it. And the interior pages, like the chapters, are so cute. They have these little berries at the top, and I'm eating this book up already, and I haven't even started it. But if you haven't sensed a theme, we're definitely going cozy vibes for this holiday season, at least with many of these book picks. But don't worry, I will change that up shortly. Continuing in this realm of cozy, though, we have this lovely, lovely book, Nothing Like the Movies. This is the sequel to Better Than the Movies, which was written by Lynn Painter, one of my favorite authors. Her young adult books feed my soul, like truly feed my soul. So this is the continuation of the story following Wes, and I believe her character name was Liz. Yes, Wes and Liz. And basically at this point they have broken up and Wes has to win Liz back. So I'm excited to see where this book takes us. I'm excited to sink my teeth into this, and I cannot wait because Better Than the Movies is probably one of my favorite books of all time, and I've read it probably 3 to 4 times already, and there's just something cozy about it that makes my heart sing. So I'm very, very excited to read this sequel. This has been sitting on my shelf for quite some time now because it did release earlier this year, but I wanted to save it for this holiday season. So I'm super, super excited to sink my teeth into this. Next up, continuing in this realm, for those of you who know, Stephanie Garber is a wonderful fantasy writer. She created the world of Caraval, and that was a trilogy. So she had Caraval, Legendary, and then Finale in the first 3. Then she did a Once Upon a Broken Heart series. So that's also a trilogy following Evangeline and Jack, and both the series are absolutely beautiful. So since the completion of that series, she has now released a short novella called Spectacular. This is the Owl Crate special edition, and as you can see, I have a thing for special editions, but it's literally the body of the book is green, and then all the interior is like in red and gold hues, and it's stunning. It's so beautiful. And so this screams holiday to me. How does it not? I mean, green and red and white, like it's holiday for sure. And I am so excited to sink my teeth into this one as well. This one just sounds absolutely divine and delicious. It's basically a short story, and I believe it's a retelling of the Nutcracker, if I'm not mistaken. Could be wrong, but I think that's what's going on here. And I can't wait to get into this book. So, continuing in this world of fantasy vibes, if you will, the other 2 books that have been on my shelf for quite some time are the Emily Wilde books. Now, these definitely took the internet by storm for some time. I knew there was going to be a sequel, so I wanted to wait until the sequel released because I found out about the series earlier this year, and I knew the sequel was coming out later this year. And since I have picked up both of these books, I cannot wait to read them. I love the color scheme. I love the vibes. These are the special edition covers from Barnes and Nobles, and I believe they have additional content in the books too, if I'm not mistaken. But I'm so excited to read Emily Wilde's fairy tale story and her encyclopedia on fairies. So this is like basically about this woman who I believe is kind of like a researcher. She is basically writing down her findings and publishing a book on the fairies of this land and the other world. And I'm just excited to jump into that fantasy. Then we have, of course, a classic retelling. This is Kingdom of Sweets. This was Book of the Month's 2023 December release, and I didn't get a chance to get to it at that time, but this book is basically a retelling of the Nutcracker. I'm very, very excited to read this. Fun fact, we are also going to be going to the Nutcracker in the later part of December, which I'm very, very excited for, and we will be going to the Seeker's Room to watch it, so I'm super, super pumped for that. I think it's going to be really exciting to see the play. I haven't physically gone in to see the ballet in so long. The last time I watched the Nutcracker as a ballet, I think I was literally in undergrad, like first year of undergrad, because my friend was a ballet dancer and we went to support her and watch her perform. And she played Clara in the play, and it was just in the ballet sequence, and it was stunning. It was a beautiful production. And before that, the last time I saw it, I think was like in middle school on a school field trip, and so I haven't seen it since then, and it's just so special to be able to watch the Nutcracker. So I really want to read this book right before we go and watch it, just because I want to see how it compares to the original Nutcracker. But this story is basically a retelling of the Nutcracker, and so far I haven't been disappointed in Book of the Month selections. There are books that don't hit home for me, but they don't hit home for me because of the content or because of trigger warnings and things like that. It's not necessarily that the book is bad, it's just not the right fit for me. So that being said, I'm hoping that not only is this going to hit the spot, but it's going to be perfect for the winter season. Then I have a fun little romance by Megan Quinn. We have How My Neighbor Stole Christmas. This book just spoke to me. When I saw it, I was like, I need to have this book on my bookshelf and I need to read this. So I'm super, super excited to read this book. I think it's going to be so perfect for the holiday vibes and the holiday season. I don't know much about Megan Quinn, but I know she is a very popular romance author, so I am super pumped to sink my claws into this as well. And then The Christmas Fix by Lucy Score, which is still sitting up there on that stack of books because I forgot to get it down, is another book on my TBR list because, again, Christmas. So The Christmas Fix is this guy right here by Lucy Score. I mean, just look at that cover. Doesn't that scream Christmas to you? It screams Christmas to me. So I am very excited to read this for December as well for the holiday season. So excited about that. Then we go into the realm of nothing to do with the holidays. So these are probably going to be closer to the end of the month, although it may change as time progresses. This book, though, I think is just gorgeous, and it still gives me Christmas vibes, but it's called Murder Your Employer. And basically it's about a bunch of people who go to a special program where they learn about different ways on how to murder someone in a way where you're not going to get caught. And they are at the McMaster's Conservatory. Future deletists, never murderers, learn the consummate execution of the homicidal arts. It is supposed to be more dark academia vibes, but again, I thought this was like so funny and so entertaining. The premise just really spoke to me. So I'm very, very excited to see what this book has to offer. And I just felt like the cover still screamed holiday vibes to me with the roses and the gold and the green. And yeah, I'm just super excited to see where this takes me. I believe this is going to be a series because, again, this is volume 1, but very, very interested to see where Rupert Holmes takes me on this journey. Okay. I have, at this point, in the span of about 3 to 4 weeks, completed almost all the books in the Zodiac Academy world. So for those who know, they know 23 books. It's definitely a journey. Now 24, because the new book for the next series has released called Neverkeep. And I have completed the entirety of Zodiac Academy as well as Ruthless Boys. Zodiac Academy is the series I was talking about earlier when I said that I will be doing a wrap-up video on that series with my thoughts and everything. So that will be coming out separately. But the last 4 books in the series follows another side character, Rosalie Oscura, who is part of one of the outlaw family clans. She's a very, very, very strong character, and she's basically breaking into the most well-guarded prisons in this world of magic and fae. It houses the most dangerous of criminals, and she is definitely decided that she is going to break in and rescue her love interest. It ends up becoming a reverse harem series. So it is 1 main female, 4 male leads. And I'm sure there's going to be different versions of that. These books are spicy, definitely. So just putting that out there. But I really enjoy Rosalie's character. So Ruthless Boys, if you haven't watched my review, I have posted that already. But in Ruthless Boys, I was not a fan of the main female lead. Like, she really irritated me. Whereas I feel like this female lead has been fleshed out a little bit more. So I am actually open to seeing her successfully bag some of these cool guys because I feel like she deserves them. So it's going to be a lot more, I think, entertaining to read this. But these are the 4 books in the Darkmoor Penitentiary series. This series is a completed series. It does not have any novellas or anything else associated with it. It's just these 4 books. So I do want to try and get through these 4 books so I can say successfully that I have completed the majority of the Solarian tales written by the Dark Sisters themselves. So this is Caged Wolf, which is book 1 in the series. And I did get the alternate covers because I just think they're so pretty. And if you are interested in getting physical copies of these, they are available on Amazon, which is where I got them. I haven't been able to find them in like Barnes & Nobles or any other store with the alternate cover. This is Alpha Wolf, which is book 2. Then we have book 3, Feral Wolf, and then book 4, which is Wild Wolf. So hopefully I will be able to get through all of these books in December. So just to give a recap, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and then 2 more books that we will be acquiring if I actually decide that I want to continue with Before the Coffee Gets Cold series, which is 4 books in total. So it's either going to be 22 books or it's going to be 19 books. But it's a pretty large TBR. I think I should be pretty well entertained for the month of December. But this was a long one. So thanks for watching, guys. I know I chatted a lot here and just went a bit crazy with the number of books that I have on this list. But I wanted to say thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for sticking around this long if you did. Definitely leave me a comment below on which book sounds the most interesting to you. Tell me about your TBRs, guys. I want to know what you guys are reading. I'm nosy like that. Tell me what you're reading. If you've read any of these books before, tell me your reviews. I want to hear them. I want to know. This is a community. I need the feedback. I need it, guys. I thrive on it. So let me know what you thought. Let me know what you've read. Let me know if any of these have inspired you to add them to your TBR. I can't wait to see what everyone else is reading this holiday season as well. And I will catch you guys on the next one. Again, I put out videos every Wednesday and Sunday and would love it if you hit that subscribe button and that notification bell if you enjoy this content and see yourself coming back to visit us and chat with us here in this corner of the internet. Otherwise, for those of you that are returning, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for supporting me. It truly means a lot. This is something that I really enjoy and I'm passionate about, and I love sharing these books with you guys. And I just wanted to say thank you. And in the spirit of the holidays, I will wish you guys a beautiful holiday season, a wonderful Christmas, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, or if I'm missing something, I'm so sorry. Any celebrations that you guys have, enjoy your family time. Enjoy this lovely, lovely season of love and the new year. And I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.